Welcome back, fight fans. This is the DAZN Boxing Show. I go by the name of Ak.
And I'm Barack, the Boxing Bully.
So nice of you to join us. We have some big news to share with you. Yeah, I love championship boxing, but I also love celebrity boxing if it's done right, and it's going to be done right here on the DAZN. New crossover series promoted by Misfits Boxing. We'll see the biggest global names in entertainment, sports, and lifestyle headlining blockbuster fight nights here on the DAZN. Barack, are you ready to see non-boxers get in that square circle?
Am I ready for that? I guess so. I don't know. It has to be done right. It has to be done right. And also, as long as we keep it separate, and that's why I actually commend DAZN on this with this DAZN X series, because they're keeping it separate from boxing. They're not trying to win titles in the boxing that we all know and love. No, this is a separate series. And headlining this separate series is going to be KSI versus Alex Wassabi, these big YouTube entertainers. And it makes sense. And listen, a lot of people are going to get upset and they're going to say, hey, Barack, what are you talking about? You usually don't like stuff like this. But understand something, that the last KSI Logan Paul fight, that was Logan Paul KSI 2, did 8 million views on DAZN's YouTube page. There's an audience. So I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to these hardcore fans that when you were young, just like me, I watched Hearns and Hagler. I'm talking to the guys that just like to see entertainers fight as a spectacle. This has been going on since Muhammad Ali days, and probably before that. Muhammad Ali got in there with a wrestler, back in the days, Gorilla Monsoon. He got in the ring a couple of times with different kinds of athletes, and so these things are warranted. Now, it just so happens that KSI has fought before and he has a big audience, and so has Alex Wassabi. I don't know if you remember, but Alex Wassabi fought KSI's little brother, DG or whatever, and he beat him. It was a split decision. He looked like the better fighter. He won fair and square, and now it's time for KSI to get some revenge.
His get back, no doubt. Look, we'll see what happens in the O2 Arena in London. We know that there are hardcore fans out there in London, but that, like, to your point, there is an audience for this. So I'd like to see, the amount of people that are going to be in attendance. But I need to know, Barack, is this going to be professional boxing? You mentioned KSI shared the ring against Logan Paul. That was a legitimate professional sanctioned fight. Is this going to be with headgear, 8-ounce glove, 10-ounce gloves, 12-ounce gloves? I think that's going to, for me, that's going to play a big part in what's entertaining. Right. I hate to say it, sometimes with headgear, you can't see punches land flush. Sometimes, the clean professional style with the smaller gloves and no headgear makes the fights a little bit more entertaining, which is why amateur boxing got rid of the headgears as well on the elite level, on the open class level. So I don't know those details yet.
That's a good question. And, before I say that, I just want to say it wasn't 8 million views. It was 18 million views on the DAZN boxing. Right. There you go. So that's crazy. No, but check it out. This is how I feel about your question. I feel like KSI has already had that fight without headgear. To go back to headgear now
seems a little odd.
Yeah, and it seems unfair for whoever he fights, But think about it, like, maybe they were fighting headgear because I believe Alex and Deji was fighting with headgear, if my memory serves me right. But I mean, I don't think it really matters. I think, because they're not professional fighters.
Right. But you and I both know that anybody, literally almost anybody that can pass a medical can be a professional boxer, right? So
that's true. But we also know how dangerous the sport is. We want to provide some kind of safety ethic for them. You know what I mean? So
I get that. So it's a fine line because you want an entertaining fight, but I feel like it should depend on in this series. Again, I don't know the details, but I think it should depend on the two people that are sharing the ring. If it's those guys that are super fit, like Logan, like Jake was in the beginning, like KSI was when he fought Logan, guys that are really diving into this sport and want to fight without a headgear, if both fighters are willing to do that, I think there should be an option for you guys to get your license and become a professional fighter and fight a 4-round fight. Just as, look, there are a lot of fighters out there, Barack, that have become successful and they fought with no headgear for the first time on a 4-round fight.
Just like KSI, and that's why I said it probably is not fair because he is deemed a professional fighter. Right. So how do you go back to fight an amateur fight unless what you're doing is it's an exhibition?
Right. If it's an exhibition. And I know in some cases, look, they're probably going to be entertainers from all walks of life. I know that there are going to be people that are not really going to take the sport that serious, and it's just going to be for an event, maybe get something off their chest. Maybe they're going back and forth with another entertainer. In those cases, I do understand where, hey, let's protect these guys. They're not really about that life. They just want to fight maybe 2-minute rounds for a couple of rounds to get some stuff off their chest and entertain the people at the same time, which can be very entertaining as well. So I think maybe it should vary in regards to who fights a legitimate professional fight and who is going to fight with a headgear.
I think either way is going to be entertaining. When you think about it, these guys like KSI got, I don't know, 20 million subscribers on YouTube. I know that Wassabi has about 11 million at least, you know, so there's going to be an audience, and it's in the UK, it's in the O2 Arena. Yes, Wasabi's coming from America. He's going to, you know, go into enemy territory, but he did very good against KSI's brother. I think KSI is a better fighter than his brother. I think he's taller. I think he's bigger. I think he has more heart. Even though Deji was confident too, especially before the fight, you see Alex very, very calm and relaxed. He doesn't really throw shots. He doesn't come in there with animosity. He's like, yo, I just came here to fight and that's it. You know, so there will be an audience for it, and it will be a spectacle. And who doesn't like to see a fight? I always say that when you're driving or if you're walking by and you see a bunch of people surrounding somebody, it's usually a fight. And you know what you do? You stop and watch like everybody else.
And you pay for it. It's going to be on the DAZN pay-per-view. It's not going to be free. You think you're going to get that world-class entertainment, exclusive entertainers fighting, meaning celebrities from different walks of life being vulnerable and getting inside that ring. That is very vulnerable, a very vulnerable place to be in. It can be embarrassing. It can be humiliating. So, you know, you need to pay for that type of access, man. So it's going to be on the DAZN pay-per-view. So, you know, make sure you put a little money to the side for those type of fights. They're coming to the DAZN, baby.
Yeah, that's a good point, man, about being vulnerable. I think guys who are successful in the YouTube world, they passed that already. You know what I'm saying? They're past that. They already show that they have a lot of guts just to be in front of the camera anyway.
Not all entertainers. Maybe
right,
YouTube,
you know,
yes.
These YouTubers, they have so many fails on their pages. They have so many fails, you know, that has attracted people. And that's why people love them, because they're so transparent. You know what I mean? So to get up there and to risk losing, especially to somebody that you've been beefing with back and forth, that takes a lot of guts, man. I got to give it to these guys.
Well, that's right. MF, the DAZN X series. They announced the series and featuring, like you mentioned, KSI versus Alex Wassabi on the 27th at the O2 Arena in London on the DAZN.
In August.
In August 27th. What did I say? Did I say July?
No, you just said 27. I don't want them looking. I don't want them looking for it this month, you know?
Or next month or next year, the 27th month, August 27th. In the O2. You guys don't want to miss it. Look, I'm ready for it, Barack. I want some entertainment.
Now listen, if they pack out the O2 Arena, I'm going to be really mad at you boxing fans. I'm going to be really mad at you boxing fans that can't pack out like the Barclays and stuff like that.
No, come on. They're gonna pack up the O2 Arena. It's gonna happen because the fans out there in London, they want to see a scrap. They want to see a fight. And obviously the following that KSI has on YouTube, it's not going to hurt. So listen, I like this because, Barack, it's going to put those hardcore boxing fans to the test. You guys are complaining about this. Why don't you match that? Match that and come out to the fight and pay for these pay-per-views. All right, well, that's it, man. MF, the DAZN X Series, coming to the DAZN.